January 1st, and it's that time of year when everyone's rebranding, setting goals, and creating vision boards. But let's be honest, sticking to those goals is the hard part. I've struggled with consistency, and I know I'm not alone in this. So this year, I'm going to be learning how to actually stick to my plan and not just go off my mood. This video is for anyone who wants to get better but finds it hard to stay on track. The biggest mistake when people start their rebrand for 2025 is not reflecting on 2024. So let's dive into my 2024. I was a full-time student at one point, most of the year actually. I was working 2 jobs. I was vice president of a women's club here on university campus, and I was really stressed. I was juggling so much, and sometimes I felt like I was on top of the world. I could do anything. I was networking, creating new friendships, and I was doing great in school. And then sometimes I felt like I really wasn't my best. I didn't realize what getting burnt out felt like because I felt that I should always be doing something. I should always be productive, and it took me a while to realize that resting and doing things for yourself is also productive. But as I reflect, I realized that the times that I used my habit tracker, I used my daily planner, I did my monthly online digital vision boards, or my monthly calendar that I hung up on my wall. Those were the months where I was really locked in and zoned in, and I felt the greatest. I was going to every cycle class I could, every Pilates class I could. I was really showing up at my club, and I was really set on making each day and each week of that month really purposeful and intentional. And then the times that I didn't, I felt really down. Every time I missed a class, every time I didn't do so well on school, every time I wasn't able to go hang out with friends, I got lower and lower into a state of sadness and anxiousness. And sometimes, I don't know if you're like me, but if you're a type A person and you like to plan everything, sometimes just coming up with that plan makes me anxious. Sometimes I get so anxious that it's like paralysis, essentially. Like, I just was thinking too much and overthinking, to be honest, and it led me in a state of paralysis and anxiety because I didn't know what to do, and then the things I did know I wanted to do, I couldn't even start it. But that's okay, because this year we are trying to be different. I think everyone's so focused on rebranding and new goals, but I feel disappointed in myself that I didn't accomplish the goals that I set for myself in 2024. So this video is for anyone who also just wants to not give up on themselves and the goals that they set for themselves last year, because those are still things worth attaining. Like, you didn't come up with those goals out of nowhere. One thing I kept asking myself is, how can I live a life I won't regret? And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a Libra, but that to me means balancing everything. That means balancing my work life, my school, and my content creation, my creativity. Some of my biggest goals right now is maintaining and strengthening my friendships while also saving up for my apartment. 2026 is the year where I will have to find my own apartment and go off all by myself. I've been so grateful and in the fact that my parents have been so generous in allowing me to go to school and helping me do that by helping with tuition and where I stay. But now it's time that I kind of just go off on my own. So if you're also in that boat, you know how anxious it can be. But also I'm super excited for what that chapter has for me. Nervous, but still super excited. The key point of trying to live a life you won't regret is by truly defining what is important to you. For me, like I said, it's my health, my relationships, and my creativity. So when I prioritize those things, that's when I feel unstoppable. So for me, that looks like going to cycle class, Pilates class. That means baking. I'm really diving into my passion of baking, and I'm really diving into content creation. Some tools that I've been using is my habit tracker app, To-Doey, and also using Canva, creating calendars, and then creating a vision board for each month and goals for each month. This year, something I'm doing a little differently than vision boards is using a bingo board for 2025. So I have a picture and a label for each goal for the bingo board, and I just plan on crossing those off as I go, and then I'm creating smaller versions for that for each month as well. So in the next 90 days, let me stop right there. In the next 90 days, my life will be completely different for the better. One thing for me personally, I have to know is that having plans that are flexible and fluid and not rigid. Like I said, planning is something that helps me regulate the things that I need to do, but oftentimes I get so stuck up on making the plan that I don't even get to doing the task that's within it. So essentially, I need to recognize that I can have a plan, but that doesn't mean that I can't pivot or change. I can still be consistent in posting, but that doesn't mean I have to consistently be posting things that don't make sense or are not adding value to my audience. That means posting for a week and then reflecting on it, see how that's doing and pivoting to see how I can optimize my content for the better. That's one thing that I'm doing as well. Each week I'm batch creating and creating videos, posting them, and then every Saturday I plan to literally analyze everything that could have influenced the viewership, the likes, the shareability, the relatability, and then once I optimize that, I'm doing that every single week. So plans are not meant to be rigid because life happens. Don't let being anxious to form a perfect plan stop you from actually accomplishing your goals. It's better to be imperfect and start than to try to aim for perfection and never even give yourself a try. So if you're anything like me and you really want 2025 to be your year, like you're so sick of giving up on yourself, you're so sick of making empty promises to yourself, you're so sick of not accomplishing your goals, then let's do this together. Let's hold each other accountable because 2025 is a year that we are growing. And remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. So let me know in the comments what your top goal is for 2025. Stay tuned to my channel. I will be posting monthly updates because I really just want to let you guys know that I'm here for you. So help me out by liking and commenting and subscribing to this channel, and I'll see you later. Mwah.